Greetings, viewers. Welcome to the 4th episode of The Road to Sonic Generations. Today, we shall be playing what is perhaps my favorite Sonic game to date, Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Well, the real Sonic 3, as in, aka Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Well, I love everything about this game except the multiplayer, because like I said before, I like Sonic 2's multiplayer better. And there's also the special stages of Sonic 2 that I like better than this one. Also, well, okay. So therefore, but to start off this episode, we're going to do a proper lead up to this, the stage that we're going to see again in Sonic Generations Reimagined. So we're going to start here in Hidden Palace Zone. Yeah, this is where Hidden Palace Zone went. Sure missed you in Sonic 2, and Tails, what the hell were you doing? Can you teach me how to do that? That would be nice. Mural! Foreshadowing. Oh, and here's Knuckles. Wow, Tails. It's just your pain animation gives Knuckles pain. So anyway, yeah. This is Knuckles' first appearance in the franchise, and I don't know, unlike Tails, he didn't really leave that much of an impression on me, because I just known him, because he wasn't a playable character, at least in the single player, in the regular single player mode. I was like, you couldn't play as him, so he was just this random annoyance that kept getting in your way and making you go different paths for just being annoyance. So didn't really much care for him. That is until he became playable, where well, he got better with time. Yeah, check me out. Yeah, because this game is where it's just is when we really get started doing with the story. It's the story playing out in more elaborate motions inside sequences and stuff so early cutscenes before we get into the 3D games. So as a result, I tend to just whenever I control Sonic and or Tails or Knuckles, if in some particular stages he goes to. I tend to act out as what seems convenient to make this sequence look authentic, as it were. So, I guess it's a precursor of me becoming a machinimator in that sense. Whoa! I almost fell. Smooth. So, all right, Sky Sanctuary. This is the level of choice that we'll be seeing in Sonic Generations, and I'm actually. Well, when I first saw the leaked list of the levels they're going to cover in this game, I was kind of surprised that they chose this level. But it's looking back, just well, I don't really mind this level choice because I thought, well, it's in the sky, and I figure this probably looked pretty epic in HD. But there were just, I'm like everybody else because one of the complaints about early complaints about Sonic Generations in regards to the leaked level list was just there are too many city levels, and wow, this boss sure doesn't look familiar. But I'm not afraid anymore. But okay, this city level is just the majority of them are city levels, and there's just we're just worried about in terms of variety of levels. There's not there, and for me, I kind of agree with that because there are no levels that has Sonic braving the elements like in Hydro City or Hydrocity, however you want to pronounce that zone, or Ice Cap Zone. That's definitely one of the more popular levels in this whole game. Ice Cap Zone. I'm surprised they didn't choose that one. And well, but my personal favorite level in all of Sonic 3 would have to be Lava Reef Zone. So I'm also kind of disappointed that they didn't choose that one either. But I'll take what I can get. Yeah, I figure Sky Sanctuary would look pretty epic in HD, and going by the trailers the trailer that has Sky just had a bit of Sky Sanctuary in it. I wasn't too far off. So in that regard, I'm looking forward to playing through that level. That boss sure didn't look familiar either, but I just raped it with the Insta Shield. Insta Shield destroys everything. It is your friend. Much like video descriptions. So yeah, it's like, so Sonic 3 would have to be my favorite Sonic game in the franchise. Just, well, just like once you combine it with Sonic, the regular Sonic 3 to Sonic and Knuckles, it became this whole big adventure that's even longer than Sonic 2. And it's like, and I pretty much, I don't really have a least favorite level in this game. I pretty much like all the levels you had to play through in this game. Just, I love everything about it. And how how like, the characters became, just like, started to become more than palette swaps of Sonic. Like, Tails, Tails, you can see that he can fly in Sonic 2, but you can't actually make him fly yourself, and that's kind of dumb, Sega. But they fixed that in this game. He could fly, so that's pretty cool. And as for Knuckles, like, yeah, he can't jump as high as Sonic, but he can glide, and just like he can go through different areas because he can go through what is once unbreakable walls. So there are terms of variety for each of the three playable characters. So and that's also a plus. Oh no, it's Metal Sonic. No wait, it's Mecha Sonic. It's another one of these Sonic clones that just like a Robotnik decides to make. Though nowadays, I can't really look at this Sonic robot without thinking of Super Mario Bros. Z, as sad as that is. Now I have to wonder, when's the next episode gonna come out, even though I'm a fine one to talk. Ah, Tails, you stole the final hit. But, you're cool, Tails. I like to say you're cool, Tails, so I'm fine with that. Oh my. When I first played this level and I got to this point, so I just got to see the sequence of Sonic and Tails ascending this crumbling tower so they can make it in time to get to the Death Egg. I always loved this sequence. It looked so cool. But then I got to Death Egg and I'm like, oh, it's just like I suck at this level. So I could end the episode right then and there, but you know what? Well, so since Sonic Generations, the 3DS version, is just like its choice of level representation for this game is Mushroom Hill. So I decided to, originally it's like for the Sonic 2 episode, like similar to that situation, I wanted to play through Lava's Reef Zone because that's my favorite level throughout this whole game. But since the 3DS version is going to be going through Mushroom Hill Zone, I opted to play this instead. But to change things up, I'll also be playing with Knuckles. These elemental shields. And it's nice to see that just like even they're gonna make a comeback in Sonic Generations. It'll be interesting to see how they'll play out. But saying that, characters have like variety, so it's just like they have their own differences from each other and all that. They're not palette swaps, but since not even then, just like, you know, I didn't really care much about Knuckles, so I would probably have to consider that my least favorites. My least favorite of it, just like of the three possible playstyles in this game. Even though, compared to Ted, just like it's more expansive than say Tails' gameplay, because it's essentially the same thing as Sonic's, only with one less level. And no, I'm not going into special stages. This episode is, these miniseries is purely for the level. I don't care that I went to the special stage at the first episode. I'm not doing it now. It's not because I don't like special stages in this game. Not at all. It's totally not. It's totally not for that reason. Well, I actually don't really care for much about the special stages in this game. Even though I do like them better than Sonic 1 special stages. That Sonic 1 special stages would have to be on my least favorite of the special stages. While Sonic 2's is pretty much my, I guess I would consider that my favorite set of special stages. closer. Closer. Okay, fine. Weird. Okay, and while I breeze past this relatively simple mini boss, let's talk about something else. Okay. Well, since when I first got this game, I was better at video games. Not terrible, still kind of stuckish, but I did better. I didn't get stuck on the very first level or the second one like the first two games. But that's probably not saying too much because I remember myself getting stuck plenty of times throughout this game's whole run. Like, okay, to start off, like Marble Garden Zone, that one sequence in Act 2 where you had to outrun the quote-unquote ceiling of sorts before you just like where it sinks down on you, you get crushed. Yeah, I was too slow. Yeah, that wasn't that. Just like, yeah, I had to do that sequence, but that wasn't funny. But I got past that, but then came Carnival Night Zone. Right. If you know anything about Carnival Night Zone, I don't think I have to explain it anymore. Because yes, I am one of the many that just happened to get stuck on that one specific point in Carnival Night Zone Act 2 that is infamous. Infamous to this day. But at least this game was nice enough to reward us with Ice Cap Zone once you finally solved the puzzle, because Ice Cap Zone was awesome. Then came this zone, and yeah, perfect timing. Okay, I got stuck on this zone because of those vines that Knuckles got stuck on, just like in it right there. This is kind of embarrassing to say actually, but for the life of me, I could not figure out how to get free for myself. So like whenever I get stuck on those, I figure that just like there's no way to get free, so I had to restart the game. Then I restart the game and made it a habit to actually memorize where those vines were in the level, so I could do my best to avoid them. For the life of me, I did not realize that you could just spin dash away from them. I was a stupid kid. So once I figured that out, this level became easy fairly quick. Simple enough anyway. And then a few levels later, then there came Sandopolis. Oh god, Sandopolis. If it wasn't getting lost in Act 2, or in everything in Act 2. If it wasn't for just like Act 2, getting lost, or the sand crushing you once it's rising up, or the ghosts freak me out. That Act 2 was hell. But then once I finally get past that, I got greedy to Lava Reef Zone, and that was my favorite level in this game. And then after that, it was relatively smooth sailing until I finally beat the game. So then, this concludes this episode for the most part, and in a bit we shall be greeted with a cutscene of sorts. And we shall be seeing plenty of those from the next era onward. So until later episode where we visit this game again, this concludes the Classic Era. Next time, we shall be diving into the Dreamcast era. See you then!